do what I do, because I don't give a fuck. One or two people side with it, and them the one or two people that's rolling with me. I'm not looking at the majority. I told y'all from day one, the majority's not gonna side with you. I'm only gonna get subscribers here and there, and that's cool. I'd rather have 50 killers than 1,000 soldiers. Yeah. So they always gonna be mad. Welcome. Welcome.
That's just how it is. You have to check this out. Because we're warning guys about the bad woman, which now has pretty much leveraged most of the world. So the type of woman that is good is pretty much slim. We're not teaching hate. We're teaching understand.
Relationships with old baggage and penalizing the new person for what the old person did. You just limit yourself from meeting a new person. You know what I mean? You drag old incidents right on into a new situation.
In the other communities, because they attack us, they attack the poor. That's part of their plan, to get the poor people that got money to spend. That shit don't even sound right.
Well, it's always an experiment.
That got money to spend. Like, so y'all gonna play on our intelligence. If you calling us poor, then obviously we shouldn't have money to spend. But this is how they look at us and they program us. And people
well, psychological warfare has always been the silent. I call it silent wars of psychological warfare, because
I'm gonna be safe, bro. I'm just chilling. I'm gonna add you right now.
Keep your ass in the house, bro. All right, man.
Oh, I am.
Much love, man. Much love, man.
All right, brother.
Welcome to Alpha Academy. Welcome to the truth. Here at Alpha University, we cater to mathematics, sex education, and modern day philosophy. Yeah, some classes may be for you, some classes might not be for you. But in any event, you come to this school for the truth. Only students you see here on campus are the ones that think for themselves, critical thinkers. We do not cater to any groups, gangs, religions, or communities. We cater to the truth. We do not complicate common sense. School to learn all the things gynocracy didn't want you to know. You come to this school for the truth. Look around. All you see is critical thinkers, people that think for themselves, people that know what they've been doing ain't been working, so why not try something new? Keep in mind, guys, that you will be shamed. You will be ridiculed and you will be bashed for not wanting to be like the majority. But over here, your favorite teacher, Mr.Goodbread, and enough of the speech, you guys get the class. If ever you do not like what you are hearing, you can please get up from your chair and remove yourself from your desk and quietly leave the classroom. Refrain from bothering anybody else in the class. Do not distract anybody from growing because you choose not to grow. Goodbye. Class will be starting in a few.
All right, guys, we got a good one for y'all tonight. You already know, guys. Come on in into the class. Come right on in, guys. Don't forget to pay your tuition on the way in, guys. Hit that like button. You know what I mean? Hit that like button. And guys, don't be shy. Anytime you want to hand in your homework by leaving a comment in the comment section, feel free. And I don't know if you saw the live that we was doing on OKL's page yesterday. We still have those Tom Ford gift bags that we're giving away. All right, guys. So you want to engage, you want to share, you want to like, and you want to also, guys, inbox us. We don't want to have you post your address in the live comment chat on the chat. So we want you guys to inbox us. All right, guys. So y'all
In
see the
fact,
thumbnail tonight, right now. It's a lot of talk about this Travis Scott situation. And is it a ritual? Who's to blame? Is it him? Is it the label? You know what I mean, guys? You guys, you guys gotta understand that these celebrities and these entertainers, these guys are all pawns on a chess piece owned by the government zaddy, guys. Government zaddy, yes, because government zaddy is tied to their label. All right. So when these artists do things of a miraculous natures, you gotta understand that these guys don't have the power to really sit there and do the things that that they're being accused for, guys. No one rapper has the power to sit there and do a ritual or
right.
in a jam packed stadium unauthorized by himself. All right? Let me say that, cuz he can do that, but it will not be without the supervision or without the know-it-all of his label. What do you guys think, guys? We got a lot. We got a full panel tonight. I got my guys. We got this. We got the team in the house
Shout
tonight.
out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. What I think about it is exactly what you said, Mr. Goodbread. As we all know, in the industry, these people are puppets. You know, they represent the image of what's behind that's in control. So when we see things that happen, like him being at, I forgot, Astro World or whatever, he's not the one that set up the stage. He's not the one that orchestrated the Phoenix that y'all saw, which represents, a plethora of different things. He's not the one that set up the imagery, et cetera, et cetera. He's just a performer. He's just a puppet. So people are looking at Travis Scott, of course, but it's deceiving them because they don't really know. You have to go to the head of the snake if you're trying to find out exactly what's really going on. And Travis Scott is not the head.
Excellent, excellent, excellent analysis right there. Um, brother, Mister Approach, you got anything you want to add?
No, he that's pretty much he just a like he said he just a robot. He's part of the Matrix. Motherfuckers was sitting there dropping out, dying and shit. He's just performing and shit. So you know what it is, and there was no concern for humanity. There was only concern for the bag.
That's a fact.
Absolutely, that's a fact.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Red Pill.
Red pill in the building.
Oh, Red Pill might have went back to the chat. All right,
Okay, yeah,
that's
he in
what's
the
up.
chat. He in the chat.
But yeah,
Okay, yeah.
now, my only question, guys, is: do you guys? We know he was a puppet and he a robot in the Matrix, but do you think he know? Is it one of them instances where he knew of it and the label said approved it, or is it a thing that the label said, "Hey, you want to make some money? Let's cause this distraction." Because this
I
is definitely
mean,
a distraction. This is
no,
definitely a
absolutely.
distraction. It's something that
It's
we could be. Sorry, it's
it's.
something on the news that we
Go
could
ahead.
talk about that's way more relevant than this. This is definitely a distraction.
Bro, you know
No,
what I think?
absolutely. Yeah. Go ahead, Mr. Approach.
You know what I'm thinking? I think all the talk, this whole shit the entertainment is a distraction. I heard Anthony Spade said that, but at the end of the day, it is because I remember this is way back there. This is about 12 years ago. There was a lot of things going on in the world. I think Iraq and shit like that. So much things going on in the world, but niggas on the news they talking about some shit about how Beyonce couldn't sing the national anthem or some shit like that because she lip synced it or whatever. But it was so much attention brought to that other than what's going on in the world. So you always gotta remember that if you want real news, guys, get you a newspaper and read that. The news and the media, everything is all just to distract you from things that's really going on inside the world.
Absolutely, absolutely. I
Absolutely.
I agree with that. I look at it like the same thing. It's a distraction, but it's a deeper meaning. I look at it like it was something that was ritualistic because if you look at the symbolism uh, that was surrounding everything, I look at it like again, like it's a deeper meaning. So for those of you who understand uh, the elite system and what we call the light bearers or whatever you want to call that. Once you understand these people, then you understand that there's people behind the scenes that actually orchestrate things that these artists don't put forth. So they really don't know what's going on. All they know is they signed a contract. They're gonna make millions. They're gonna have sex with women. They're gonna be looked at as gods. But ultimately, there's an agenda behind that. So they just have to follow suit.
Absolutely, guys. Absolutely. I totally agree. So, guys, if you look at the screen, we have Crazy Bone. Crazy Bone, you know what I mean? A lot of my audience is kind of young. So, yeah, let's bring them up to speed on who Crazy Bone is.
Hmm.
Crazy Bone is a member of Bone Thugs and Harmony. You guys might
Hmm.
know Bone Thugs and Harmony for the song with Biggie Smalls, Bone and Biggie. Bone,
Boom,
let's
boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, boom, boom, boom. That's those guys. Those guys were big time when I was growing up, guys. Like when I was being brainwashed and when I was being a beta male simp, these guys was influencing the media. They was influencing the music industry heavy. They had one particular song, and I remember this song like if it was yesterday, called Crossroads. When that song came out, we ain't have the internet, guys. We ain't have this internet. We was just in the era of ordering songs off our TV set and off our cable. You know what I mean, guys? So
That's a
Also,
fact.
also let me drop some on that. They came from that era was the well, it's not really an era because it's been going on, but that's coming off that Easy E. They were like Easy E. He's the one that discovered them and put them together. So
yes.
they all come from that gangster phase where everybody just, I guess, the grandfather of, because NWA was the grandfather of killing gangster rap. Everybody was glorifying killing people and shit like that. So they coming off that wave right there, that
Yeah.
time period.
Right. They was right on the gang, right when the gang started to head up. Tupac had Thug Life. You know what I mean? Easy E was still around. Like you said, he had put Bone Thugs and Harmony together. You know what I mean? And they was on and popping. Like I said, they was on and popping. They was very influential in the 90s, guys. In the 90s. So this guy, I don't wanna give no spoilers or anything. I don't wanna ruin it, but he had a book come out, and he went to his book and he started to write about this meeting that he had, a secret meeting that all of the elite rappers, the ones that was
Hmm.
selling millions,
Right.
only they got invited to this meeting. And
That's
I'm gonna let
right.
him tell y'all the story, and you guys tell me what you think. We'll just break this down, and this story is gonna kind of shed some light on this Travis Scott situation. And it's going to show you how powerful the label is. And it'll also show you how limited these artists that we worship are. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you
Right.
guys, like I said, you got to get rid of the worship. You shouldn't be worshiping these stars. Hard Talk Radio is in the building. He said, Freemason Satanism is real. Artists have occult symbolisms in their performance for years. And that's a fact. And you said something to that effect, brother. Okay. You said something about the symbolisms.
Right. The symbolism, like for instance, in the beginning when you seen the phoenix flying before he started performing, that phoenix represents Lucifer. When Lucifer fell, he's trying to build an army to fight against God. So that burning phoenix that y'all saw, that symbolism represented Lucifer falling, or that phoenix falling and rising up again. But people don't understand that that's one of those symbolisms that the Illuminati puts in, rap songs. They put on rap covers. They put in concerts, and they do that uh, behind the scenes because they understand that these rappers influence tons of people.
That's a fact they
So yeah,
do.
that's
That's a fact they
yeah.
do. So they call us Bible God for a reason, man. We know we know what we talking about, guys. So let's get to this video, man. without further ado, let's see what it do.
Let's get into it. Shout out to the
The
chat room.
secret meeting that changed rap music and destroyed a generation. Damn. So it says, hello. After more than 20 years, I finally decided to tell the world what I witnessed in 1991, which I believe was one of the biggest turning points in popular music and ultimately American society. I have struggled for a long time weighing the pros and cons of making my story public, as I was reluctant to implicate the individuals who were present that day. So I've simply decided to leave out the names and all the details that may risk my personal well-being and that of those who were, like me, dragged into something they weren't ready for. Damn. Hold on, let me
So we gonna tell a story.
We gonna tell the story. We ain't scared.
You know what I'm saying? What they gonna do?
They after us, not just playing.
Look, that black van.
So look. So he says, between the late 80s and early 90s, I was what you may call a decision maker with one of the more established companies in the music industry. I came to Europe in the early 80s and quickly established myself in the business. The industry was different back then, since technology and media weren't accessible to people like that, like they are today. The industry had more control over the public and had the means to influence them.
Now, guys, it sounds like he's reading only because he's reading the parts from his book, which is edited to make sure he don't, you know what I mean, he don't spill the beans. You know what I mean? So that's why it sounds like he's reading it, but he's actually quoting his own literature from his book that he wrote, where he exposed this at. And again, guys, you heard what he said. It wasn't no technology like how it was back in it, like how it is nowadays. So we pretty much was ordering videos. We had MTV and VH1. That was it. You know what I mean? Unless we had to go buy the physical album or the CD or tape.
Right. Y'all remember Blockbuster? Where we used to walk to Blockbuster to get our stuff.
Any way it wanted.
Right.
This may explain why in early 1991, I was invited to attend a closed-door meeting with a small group of business insiders to discuss rap music's new direction. Rap music's new direction.
Yeah.
Little did I know we would be asked to participate in one of the most unethical and destructive business practices ever seen.
Crazy.
So this was the meeting. The meeting was held at a private residence on the outskirts of Los Angeles. I remember about 25 to 30 people were being there. Right. Most of them familiar faces. Speaking of those I knew, we joked about the theme of the meeting, as many of us did not care for rap and failed to see the purpose of being invited to a private meeting to discuss the future of hip-hop.
Talk to him.
Among the attendees was a small group of unfamiliar faces who stayed to themselves and made no attempt to socialize beyond their circle. Based on their behavior and formal appearances, they didn't seem to be from our industry. Our casual chatter was interrupted when we were asked to sign the confidentiality agreement, preventing us from publicly discussing the information presented during the meeting. Needless to say, this intrigued, in some cases, disturbed many of us. The agreement was only a page long, but very clear on matters and consequences, which stated that violating the terms would result in job termination immediately. We asked several people what this meeting was about and the reason for such secrecy, but could not find anyone who had the answers for us. A few people refused.
You think anybody was going to find an answer for you, bro? And Red Pill Awareness, you just touched on something that is really, really real. This brother needs to get off the radar because he's speaking too much truth. He's definitely living his truth. And if you guys notice, there's a real serious pattern of the real prophet ones, guys. The ones that are like us, living our truth. If you notice, Mace left. Everybody just leaves, like, and it's God. This is what we try to tell you, like, you be minding your business. You'll know when you're ready to alpha up. you're gonna be minding your business. And God gonna come to you and he gonna tell you what you doing or what you did. I forgive you for, but do this.
Right.
And you can't go feeling guilty and start thinking about what you've been through and what you did. It's time to go. And it's
That's a
time to
fact.
evolve and it's time to activate. This is what I try to tell you guys, because I notice a trend too with a lot of my clients also. You guys can only be red pill minded for so long. At some point, you're going to want to activate all that knowledge that you intake watching these videos. You're going to want to intake that and convert it the same way we intook all of this. And this man is telling us, he's about to tell us that he implemented and inputted and programmed us because Zaddy paid him to do it. So he's going to tell us that. You know what I mean? So the same way these rappers and these celebrities that we worship can imprint our mind and have us running around here doing dumb shit, is the same way we can have the faith and let the Creator, ye is God, return back to your nature. Return back to your nature. Get rid of all the programming, guys. Red Pill said 808 in music, demonic. Yep, that's them frequencies. They use 808s when making music. This is spiritual war. Time to wake up, people. 100%. And look,
That's a fact. That's a
Red Pill
fact right
got
there.
the
Because I'm a music producer and an engineer, so I understand Hertz. He's absolutely correct.
he put the hurts there. He put the hurts there for us too. It's that real, guys. Like, it's really real out here, guys. We gotta understand. We are all puppets in a nasty, vicious blueprint. We gotta wake up. We gotta stop negating. Truth is not negative, guys, and the truth don't hurt, guys. The truth heals. The truth lets us formulate a great and right direction to go into. You know what I mean? Lying and staying comfortable keeps us in the same spot. And we're not winning in this spot, guys. We're not winning. You know what I mean? So many of us have potential, but we just won't let go of that old. We like old dog. We like an old dog, right? Our owner gave us a chew toy, and the shit raggedy, and it's not effective no more. But he got the new chew toy, but we so stuck on this old chew toy that we don't even understand what we missing with the new chew toy, because we still stuck in this comfort zone. We had to get rid of the ego and we had to get rid of the mindset. Make the mindset shift, guys.
Refused to sign and walked out. Nobody stopped him. I was tempted to follow, but curiosity got the best of me.
That's right.
A man who was part of the unfamiliar group collected all the agreements from us. So now it's going to get to the good part because the meeting about to start.
Talk to him, G.
It says, quickly after the meeting began, hold on one second.
Get your popcorn, y'all.
Popcorn, get your pistol. No,
for real though.
Quickly after this meeting began, one of the industry colleagues, who shall remain nameless like everybody else, thanked us for attending. He then gave the floor to a man who only introduced himself by first name and gave no other details about his personal background. I think he was the owner of the residence, but that was never confirmed. He briefly praised all of us for the success we had achieved in our industries and congratulated us for being selected as part of this small group of decision makers. At this point, I began to feel slightly uncomfortable in the strangeness of this gathering. The subject quickly changed as the speaker went on to tell us that the respective companies we represented had invested in a very profitable industry, which could become even more rewarding with our active involvement.
Damn.
He explained that the companies we worked for had invested millions into the building of privately owned prisons, and that our positions of influence in the music industry would actually impact the profitability of these investments. Then he says, I remember many of us in the group immediately looking at each other in awe. and confusion.
Yo, guys, any thoughts? Any thoughts on what we just heard, guys?
I mean, it's amazing. Approach, what you got to say about that?
I mean, yeah. I'm just listening. And shit is deep, man.
It's deep, right? It's like he's saying all we need to hear. He's saying all we need to hear.
Right. And I like the and he was like, grab your pistol, because he understands this is an urgent message.
Right.
You
Grab
know.
your popcorn. It ain't nothing to be entertained about. This is serious stuff.
Right.
These people are destroying lives. So then, right, guys, then when we hear the dad's being removed from the house, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
This plays a role in that. This plays a role in that, because all that accolade that the guy get when he's looking for masculinity structure, because we can't get that from our moms. We
Nope.
don't get masculinity structure from our mom, our single hell of a mothers. Even us that have mama loves, because not all mothers is a hell of a mother now. Some of us do get a chance to get a mama love. Even the mama love, we can't go to mama love for masculinity. So we
Who's
gonna
Mama
seek
Love,
it.
brother?
So
Who is Mama Love?
we gonna seek it from the rappers. We gonna seek it from the entertainers. We gonna seek it from the guys outside. And we know nowadays the guys outside is looking for the same thing we looking. So how can we find it in them?
Good point. Good point.
Absolutely, man. This is wow.
It speaks to the industry, and we should have been had a grasp on this.
At the same time, I didn't know what a private prison was, but I wasn't the only one. Sure enough, someone asked what these prisons were and what any of this had to do with music. We were told that these prisons were built by privately owned companies who receive funding from the government based on the number of inmates.
Mm-hmm.
The more inmates, the more the government would pay these prisons.
Mm-hmm.
It was also made clear to us that since these prisons are privately owned, as they become publicly traded, we'd be able to buy shares. Most of us were taken back by this. Again, a couple of people asked what this had to do with us.
They could get in
At this
on
point,
the action.
my industry colleague who had first opened the meeting took the floor again and answered our questions. He told us that since our employees had become silent investors in this prison business, it was now in their interest to make sure that these prisons remain filled. Our job would be to help make this happen by making music which promote criminal behavior, rap being the music of choice. He assured us that this would be a great situation for us because rap music was becoming an increasingly profitable market for our companies. And as employees, we also be able to buy stocks in these prisons. Immediately, silence came over the room. You could have heard a pin drop. I remember looking around to make sure I wasn't dreaming and saw half of the people with dropped jaws. My daze was interrupted when someone shouted, "Is this a fucking joke?" At this point, things became chaotic.
Right.
Two of the men who were part of the unfamiliar group grabbed the man who shouted and attempted to remove him from the house. A few of us, myself included, tried to intervene. One of them pulled out a gun, and we all backed off. They separated us from the crowd, and all four of us was escorted outside. My industry colleague who opened up the meeting earlier hurried out to meet us and reminded us that we had signed an agreement and would suffer the consequences of speaking out about this publicly, or even those who attended the meeting.
Damn.
I asked him, why was he involved with something so corrupt? And he replied, it's bigger than the music business and nothing we can do. And no, it's bigger than the music business and nothing we want to challenge without risking consequences. We all protested as we walked back into the house. I remember word for word the last thing he said. It's out of my hands now. Just remember you signed an agreement. He then closed the door behind him. The men rushed us to our car and actually waited until we drove off the property.
Damn.
So this meeting, bro.
Now that's a lot for a meeting right there.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know,
Guys,
Man.
what's your thoughts,
Oh
man?
man. It's a deep game that we in. It's a
It's
deep
crazy,
game.
right?
Even when he mentioned I want to go back to what he mentioned when it comes to the prisons. Um,
All right, let's go.
it's there's a huge investment in the rap game when it comes to violence, gang life, and it's not a coincidence why you see back-to-back gang members inside the industry right now, because hip hop has a covenant with the prisons. So they depend on these rappers and they depend on these entertainers to promote violence so that the prison rates go up. That's how they stocks go up. Michael Jordan even has stocks in prisons. So I'm pretty sure he's looking for to rappers and thugs and gangsters promoting gang violence as well. So I just wanted to point that out. But another thing to look at is they don't even know what they're perpetuating. They're just looking at the bag and they're just signing contracts, something similar to what Travis Scott did. And they're just doing the devil's agenda.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
That's what it boils down to. And
Shout out
these guys are ignorant to that. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Chris V966. Chris V966. Now this is not about NWA, but this is more so about Travis Scott. It's about the thumbnail, my guy. Travis Scott gonna take the hit in public relations right now, but we know that Travis Scott is just a distraction. The label,
Right.
the label made big money behind this disaster. You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate. Rest in peace to anybody that lost their life and everybody that lost their life in this debacle. But this is definitely going to chalk up to the label. And right now we watching Crazy Bone. I don't know your age, but we're watching Crazy Bone right now,
Okay.
and he's telling us a meeting that he had in 1991, which is around the last time we had good music being produced. Because if you look at the music now, guys, if you turn the radio on now, all you got is deady frequencies. All you got is drunk vibes, no partying. If you wanted to throw a party today where you had party music, you going back 20 years. You're not playing any songs that's not 20 years old during this party if you really trying to have a
Absolutely.
party. You might
Right.
throw your your 3 or 4 hit songs since then. That's party vibe. But other than that, everything is drill music. Everything is shoot your brother music. You know what I mean? We have nothing for the man that don't want to
Hmm.
shoot his brother, or for the
Hmm.
man that do not want to be alphabet gang. We have nothing. This is why these channels like mine's, OKL, Brother Red Pill Awareness, you know what I mean? When Mr. Approach get his channel popping, it's gonna be very useful because those are the channels and those are the outlets for us guys that don't want to be fake gangsters, and for us guys that don't want to be, you know what I mean, that other stuff. But brother, okay, which part you want me to go back to?
Oh no, you didn't have to go back to it. I was just saying I was going back to what he said when he was talking about the prisons invested inside the rap game.
Yeah, that was sad.
Yeah.
That's
So
it's
yeah.
sad.
So
It's sad.
just wanted to point that out.
It's sad. And then this is off the cusp, guys. This is off the cusp of our 80s epidemic.
Shout out to Idle Hands, Mr. Goodbread. He hit you with a super chat.
Idle Hands, shout out to Idle Hands. Idle Hands paid for a scholarship tonight. Idle
That's
Hands,
what's up.
when you get a chance, I need you to leave your a PO box or a mailing
Right. Hold on.
address.
Right. This is what we're gonna do. Put a super chat up. Idle Hands. Please do this for us, man, because we got a special gift for the people. Thanks to
Yeah,
Mr.
we got
Goodbread.
something for you, Idle Hands.
Either myself or Mr. Goodbread follow me or Mr. Goodbread. My Instagram is o.k. Let's talk about it. Or, Mr. Goodbread, you can get his Instagram. DM us your information because we want to send you a special gift.
Yeah. We got Tom Ford gift bags for you. You know what I mean? So, and it's the official deal, guys. You already know, guys. If those of you that don't know, I got associations and ties with Saks Fifth Avenue. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So I get stuff. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? I get things, real things, good things. You know what I mean? So and we for the
Definitely
people,
do that.
guys. Like I say, we don't do this for views, for money. We do this for therapy because it allows me to talk to y'all, give y'all some knowledge, and this is just the work of God. God told me to do this. God told me to do this. No cap, guys. Like that's why we do it what we do very well. But anyway,
It's a
enough
fact.
about us. Let's get back to this goddamn meeting.
It's a fact.
And this person later on, he said, this person actually ended up leaving the music industry after this happened. With a few years after this, he ended up leaving the music industry.
Okay.
And he said he just over the years he just felt guilty because he said as he sat back and he watched these plans come to a reality
over 2 decades,
he sat back and was like, wow, they really pulled it off.
Yeah.
They really pulled this off. He was like, they were told not to sign any more political rappers, any more rappers that had messes in their music.
Positivity.
It was all to be gangster rap music that they promoted and put out.
So if you wonder where Brand Nubians went, where Pro Righteous Teachers went, where Public Enemy went, where KRS-One went, and all sorts of groups like that was talking, even Queen Latifah and Moni Love and those,
everybody.
It's a back door.
Yeah, anything that was harmless, fun rap, anything that had a message in it had to go.
Yeah, that's why if you even notice though,
we talk about that all the time.
Even be brief with it, you know what I'm saying? Those charms that came out like maybe in 1988, 89, the African charms, those they lasted for about 2 years and they disappeared real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. Now, after reading all this, it actually made me feel a few different ways. The first emotion I felt was shocked because I was definitely taken back by this, just knowing the level of evil that's involved by even thinking of a plan like this. You know what I'm saying? The second emotion I felt was anger because it's not enough for them to exploit our culture and make all the money off of it. Mm-hmm. Because let's keep it real. The industry has never been favorable towards the artists. Never. But they're going to go beyond the artists to get the artist to influence and lure in the consumer, which they knew at the time were mainly minorities.
Yep.
In other words, keep promoting gangster rap so that the youngsters will be influenced by them, which in turn will incite them to want to act like them. And it's a very good chance they'll end up in their prison.
Yeah.
So they're getting paid twice. They're getting paid from the artists they signing, and then they're getting paid from the people that these artists influence that goes to prison trying to be like these artists.
Yeah.
So they making a killing.
A killing.
They're using the music business to promote their private prison business.
My man is right there talking that right. 1988, a man named Tom Beasley, man. That's the co-founder of the corrections for Corporation of America. That's the CCA. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my French. I'm reading this thing right there real quick. It's the CCA. So in 1988, he founded that, and this is in straight concert with the same thing. So it's like the music business. You do what you do on your side, and over here with the correction facilities, we're gonna do on this side because. And now in 1970, there was 500 prisons. You know what I'm saying? Only 500 prisons in the United States. To this day, there's 1,700 prisons right now. That means big business. I'm talking about that done flippled over. You know what I'm saying? If flippled over is a word, because they're making a lot of money off of these things per inmate. You know what I'm saying? So getting with the same thing of the music, it all went hand in hand, and we just partying at the same time.
So us as the artists is the tool they use.
Yeah.
The music is the bait. Yep. And the young consumers are the prey. It's a cold game.
Cold game, bro.
Cold game. Then I felt sad Said
For those of you got you there, Mr. Goodbread?
Yeah.
For those of you who want a bag, again, you know what? I'm gonna take responsibility for that. If you want a bag, go ahead and DM O.K. Let's talk about it. Follow me, DM me. I'm gonna have a chat with you, and we're gonna get that done. I promise y'all. So again, I'm gonna repeat it. O.K. Let's talk about it. Hit me up in the DMs, and you're gonna receive your bag very, very soon.
Right, guys. And you can also hit me at Mr. Goodbread Scott. That's on Facebook DMs. Or you can hit me at Mr. Goodbread _show. That's IG DMs. All right, guys. But Mr. Approach, you in the building? So what you guys
Okay, he
gotta
probably
say
had to do
about that,
something.
guys? What you guys gotta
I
say
mean,
about that?
it's like I laugh because it's the same thing I said. This game it's just it's a whole facade. It's like the game is represented as a pimp, and you're the hoe, you're the prostitute. At the end,
Right,
you realize they just used you.
right,
And in all angles, it brings it out. And I can't even stress enough, like the game is highly dependent upon thugs, gangsters, drug dealers, criminals, etc., etc. I'm not knocking my brothers because I come from the hood, so I'm not knocking them when I say that. But it's not a coincidence that all these rappers that's coming out, you don't even see any more R&B singers blowing up no more. All they want are gangsters and thugs, people that are killing people. Like, look at the rap game right now. Everybody's going to prison. Everybody's dying.
right.
Everybody's going to jail. Everybody is in the gang. And this is not by accident. They breaking all that shit down.
Right. It's not by accident why every female will turn down an honest alpha male for a
Hmm.
pookie. It's not
Talk
it's
about
not
that.
it's not a coincidence, guys. This is why the females are programmed to these guys. This is what Zaddy shoved in front of the world since 1991. This is the wave of music. This is what Zaddy wanted in his music industry right here.
That's a
And
fact.
this is back when the guys were talented. We also had an era after 2000 where the guys wasn't even talented anymore. They weren't even signing talented guys. You know what I mean? They were signing guys who would absolutely listen. I guess they got tired of guys that had talent because when a guy have talent, it's only but so much you can really try to do to control that guy before he say, kiss my ass, I'm going to the next label and make them more money. You know what I mean? But they stopped signing talent and they started to want guys that had to go right, gimmick artists who they had to
It's a
send
fact.
through, who they wanted to send through artist development because the more artist development they send you, the less money they got to give you. If they
That's
giving
a
you that,
fact.
they making your videos, if they making your clothing line, if they making everything and giving you the car, they gave you the house, then what kind of cash is you gonna make? As soon as you start asking for your own bread, they're gonna talk about what they already gave you. And
It's
that's
called
how
a
the game
360 deal, guys. It's called a
that's how the game
360 deal.
go.
I mean,
That's just
I experienced that with one of my artists that I dealt with. He was signed to Def Jam and he signed for like 30, 40,000, signed a 360 deal, and he sold all his rights. So he doesn't make any royalties off of any streams. He doesn't get paid off of any shows, and that's why he doesn't even promote the song anymore. It's a big song called In the Field My Haitians, but he doesn't promote it anymore because he allowed them to rape him. They put him on, I forgot what's that concert called that they do every year. I forgot
Summer
all the
Jam,
artists be over. Not Summer Jam. It's a concert that all the artists go to. I think it's be in Miami.
Chicella, the
I forgot
Chicella
what it.
Jam.
Not that. I can't remember. If I remember it, I'll bring it up. But they was just putting them in different places. So these rappers think just because they're putting them here and there, that it's a good thing. Now, when it's time for you, when your money runs out, and when it's time for you to really shine as an artist, they put you on the shelf. That's what they do because they done gave you all this money and they just trying to extract every dollar that they can out of you.
Right. It's hit or
I
miss.
forgot what it's.
It's hit or miss. They give you all the money up front. Then when you blow more than you thought you was, they already
Hmm.
paid you.
Right.
Or
You seen
if you
Suki?
don't
Look,
blow, then you end up owing them.
look up that rapper Sukiana. She signed a deal with a label, and she look it up. She even said it online that she felt like she sold her soul because she signed a deal where she owed them, I believe, 3 albums for I don't know what the stipulations was, but it locked her in for about like 12 years or something like that. I don't know. Y'all look it up. But long story short, she realized that she was raped. So now she's locked into the system. Just like Megan Thee Stallion. She was signed to a certain label. They had her in a messed up situation. And now she's signed to Rock Nation. She had to do that because once you lock yourself in this industry signing 360 deals where these labels take advantage of you, you get locked in.
Right.
You
Look
sold your soul. You don't even have a route to go anymore.
look at our boy Future. Our boy Future, our favorite Pookie. Pookie Last Master, the Last Master Pookie.
City boy.
Yeah, the Last Master. He's Pookie the Last Master. He done screwed himself over. He messed this deal up before he even got a deal. He signed the independent deal and couldn't get out of that deal and ended up getting the deal and still and then got the nerve to be making all of these babies that we as taxpayers got to pay for. You know what I mean? So the game is greasy, guys. The game is definitely greasy, and it always been greasy. Whenever you work with the devil, whenever you make deals with the devil, be sure that he's gonna spin the block, and you gonna pay. You gonna pay. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? When you make a deal with the devil,
That's a fact.
guys, it's all temporary. It's all temporary.
That's a
You know
fact.
what I mean? And we know that when you real alpha, temporary not our best friend. We live for the long haul. We don't need instant gratification. We don't need the instant gratification. And that's why you see so many of our young guys reach for that goal and that dream to be a sports athlete or to be a rapper or a musician. You know what I mean? Because for so long we've been taught and pushed and promoted like that's the way to go. That's the only way to success. And it's not even true, guys. To be truthful, entertainment has cut by half because all the superstars is now us. We are the real superstars now when you guys look at it. It's 2021. We're going into 2022. Don't nobody watch TV no more. Don't nobody watch TV no more. Netflix, all of these things took over TV now. Think about it, guys. Who watches TV anymore? Who want to watch program TV anymore? Nobody watches program TV anymore. So there's no money in TV anymore. All the money is in the technology and is in the internet. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
People go to Netflix and binge watch whole shows now. Nobody's clamoring to the TV set on Monday, every Monday for a specific show that come on. It's nothing. Everything is devalued. It's like everything is devalued.
That's a fact. Cause we living on a low frequency.
As soon as Zaddy put a spin on it, he devalued it. Everything, guys. Think about it.
Excuse.
Everything. Every single month, Zaddy got us shopping, spending our money, except for August. I'm still waiting for motherfuckers to tell me why we don't gotta spend no money in August. But every other month, beside August, he tell us what we gotta spend our money on, what we need to spend our money on every year. And it's to the point where it's devalued. Every single holiday
Well,
is devalued because it don't make no sense.
you don't spend no money in August because they have what you call Christmas in September. Getting
Okay.
prepared for Christmas. That's what they call it. So churches and organizations go shopping in between the late end of August and people go and save up money to buy shopping for basically Christmas. That's pretty what they call it. QVC always have specials for early Christmas in September.
Ooh, see, that's why we love my brother Red Pill. That's why we
Yeah,
love
always
Red Pill
dropping
out of the
bombs.
School of Common Sense. Cause I always thought it's because they knew we had to give them our most prized possessions that very next month. So they let us save our money. They gave us a free month because they know we was giving them the most valuable thing that we had to give them the very next month, which was our goddamn kids going back to school. But that's good information right there. See, you learn something every day, brother. Okay. I mean, Red Pill.
Yeah, they all there, bro. So like he played, just on information. Travis played a song called Skeletons, and they were passing around the bodies, on like when they do the crowd surfing, it was
Right.
bodies on the crowd surfing. But people get on Travis Scott, even I know he's a puppet, but Michael Jackson had more people die at his concert than Travis Scott. So people understand these are puppets. We should be looking who's behind the person
Right.
instead of blaming Travis Scott for everything because he's only doing it to be a millionaire or to get richer. But who told him to do this? Who set this up for him to do this?
That's a
And that's
fact.
what we're not questioning people.
100%.
Oh, like they made the black man the fall guy once again,
All the time.
and he's
In
not
every
responsible for 20
story.
deaths.
We just had a story where the black guy was the fall guy. Matter of fact, me and you we reported on the guy that was at the Capitol building. And he got the most time
Yeah,
out
just
of
being online.
everybody.
He got the most time just being online talking shit. And everybody else was up there with weapons and special little devices and shit, and they only got house arrest.
And zip ties and shit. They had homemade handcuffs.
Yeah, they had homemade devices too. You can cause casualties, but you know, we like at the end of the day, we have to stop protecting our image and being on code like everybody else do with their group because we understand that it's a game getting played and we getting played as the thing. Oh, Travis Scott, demonic. No, the whole industry, like the whole system, 6 families control media, 13 families rule the world.
That's true. That's
So,
true.
I can't even disagree with that.
at the end of the day, they can use sound waves and frequency. We see it, they do now. The speed of light, the speed of sound right now is used on high science. So they took that same science and put it in marketing and music because if you know how to use frequency the right way, you can control, manipulate people. And it probably was most likely a lot of demonic things there because people was getting poked in the neck. Like I would never go to a concert at nighttime and people can walk up and just poke you with a little knife and run around because apparently a lot of people had stab wounds to their neck. So they can't explain that either. So I'm pretty sure it was more people involved to sabotage it. But it also was a ritual for Scorpio's new moon too. That's a sacrificial moon bringing in new energy and manifestation off of people's energy. That's what it does.
Interesting. That's interesting, man. That's
Yes.
interesting
So a
as
Very
hell.
lunatic
interesting.
moon was at night. A lunatic moon. We say, hey, that's a lunatic there in like New York City. What it is. The more the times get stronger, a lunatic moon vibrate a frequency where emergency rooms are crowded. Most people get arrested. Most people get horny, and most people get in fights on a lunatic moon. Some these moons affect behavior and bring out the animal in us, and so they use the night of the
Okay.
lunatic moon under Scorpio.
That's
And you find that
crazy.
in Amex. Amex is how you plant farming and they use it for plants and horticulture. So you can use it on people too.
Really?
It's the day that fraternal police are told to do the most stops on lunatic moons and on blue moons because people are more at their hostile moment.
Yo, Red Pill, man, use a boat. Yo, we gotta guard you. We gotta protect you, yo. We gotta protect you.
Hey man,
No, that is for real.
man, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Before I go out, and Rockefeller was the one who made the standard, changing 432 megahertz to 444 megahertz. Nazi white supremacists, Hitler had his super soldiers. They had to study, understand, listening to violins to sharpen their skills to be warriors. But his darker SSS soldiers was programmed to listen to 444 megahertz. And that made them where they can just throw people in the ovens, and they was doing the most killing and blood, anything in a way, because he wanted them to be just on dark mode, you
Right.
know. And so this is what it is, but this is why Rockefeller changed it, because he knew that the vibration of love was a higher frequency. When the CIA stepped in, they seen Bar Mali as a threat. They assassinated him and gave Bar Mali cancer. When they gave him cancer, the CIA confessed that he was manifesting love through his music, and he made people drop race and politics and drop division because he used the love of energy through his sound. And they took a great person away and gave him cancer. So the same
Absolutely.
thing. So because when you vibrate on high frequency on 42.3 megahertz, it opens up your heart chakra. And so if you take a woman's breast tonight, like all the guys in the room, take your woman's breast tonight and massage her breast 36 times counterclockwise. It opens up the chakra to 32. So you open the door to her spirit and her soul. Just massaging breast 36 times counterclockwise. That's what music to your heart when it's vibrating the right way.
Who crumbling
Interesting.
in the back?
I'm not sure who that is.
All right.
Yeah, so
My bad, Mr. Goodbread. That was me.
Oh, don't worry about it. No,
About to
I'm
get on my
saying
ass.
I was interested. I was like the chat. I'm looking at they looking at brother they sitting there like amazing and shit. Like that's how I feel. Like this brother right here, man.
yeah,
What's
I'm
up?
about
so
to try that tomorrow.
yeah, so you take the
I'm
breast
about
and
to
you
roll Miss Goodbread over right now and shit.
yeah, take Miss Goodbread and rub her sternum and her chest 36 times counterclockwise. It don't matter if her breast left or right. It opens up her chakra gland. It's the heart. It's the part of the heart part of your chakra. And what that does, it opens up like the same level of energy as 43 megahertz. And you'll see like this is like emotional well-being. It's the your ether, your spirit is connected to that part. That's what makes someone fall in love with you. Well, we supposed to do the same thing with music, but what we has done, we has let people sold us entity type energy music, and so it become like vampire like, where people are just being vibrating off of a vampire vibration and low level frequency. Music was meant to do amazing shit, man. It was like music is words, and like the guy of the Japanese scientist talking to crystals, talking to water. We're supposed to speak life with words and good sounds because it make you feel good. It gives you adrenaline to want to make everybody happy. It's a vibration, So that's why we have to apply that good energy. Yes, yes, females are walking frequency. I'm
Absolutely.
gonna prove it to you. Hands, because when women get on their period, they found the woman dial tone is just like the dial tone, like a radio or a frequency. They can all knock each other's periods on, spirit, like metaphysically, and that means that woman has a agreement of a telepathic of energy, just like a radio transmitter, and we just don't know what frequency it is. So that's why if a woman can go around other females, they can just knock all of them on. They come on at the same time and don't understand why. So, and that's a frequency actually when they all knock on each other's period, same way.
That's great. Great info.
Very
Great
interesting.
info.
Very interesting.
I wonder, do that have something to do with the overall nature of women and the fact that they see colors, they see a wider spectrum of colors than us as men. We see we see black and white shades better and more accurate, but they see color and
this all been researched, guys. Y'all can go look it up and all of that, but that's just, I mean, because our innate nature from back when we was hunting and gathering, you know what I mean? We see shades because when we hunt for shadows and, you know what I mean, black and white. You know what I mean? Black and white. When they gather the fruits and the stuff to go back to the place, they gather in fruits, which color, those guys colors and stuff. So that's a little bit of history with why women see better than men. Yes, women see and smell better than men. There's frequencies in their nose. And look, they go to frequencies. They got nose frequencies, 43% more cells in their, what's that? Africo bulb? Africo bulb? I forgot to say that shit, but they got 43% of those too. So, you know what I mean? Guys, we're going to wrap this up. We gave y'all an hour. I want to give a big, big, big shout out to my guy, Idle Hands, for the super chat and for also being one of our contestant winners tonight. You know what I mean? That's much love. Always tuning in, always showing the brother love. You know what I mean? Shout outs to all my guys on the panel. You know what I mean? We the team, guys. And you know what I mean? They don't get no better than us, man. Don't get no truther than us. You know what I mean? There will be better. There will be some better, but it won't be no truer than us. All right?
Don't forget, guys. Don't forget about that giveaway. Hit up Mr.Goodbread. I gave y'all my Instagram. In case y'all don't know it again, I'm gonna let y'all know it one more time. O.K. Let's talk about it. Mr.Goodbread, I don't know if you want to tell them your Instagram again, but we do want y'all to DM us because we can't send y'all the bags if we don't know where to send it to. You know what I'm saying? So we want y'all to be proactive and hit us up so we know exactly where to send y'all the gifts that we got for y'all.
Facts, guys. And my Instagram is Mr.Goodbread_show, guys. All right. So let's put the recap on this. The music industry, guys. I don't want to scare anybody from their dream. You know what I mean? But understand, you don't want to be controlled. You don't want to be controlled. So my honest opinion, for those of you that want to be rappers, do your YouTube thing. You know what I mean? Create your own buzz and let Zaddy come looking for you. That way you'll be in a way better position. You know what I mean? 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get jerked. But at least you'll be in control of how you're gonna get jerked. You know what I mean? When you go looking to get jerked, it's gonna always be harder and rougher than when somebody come to you. You get that, guys? Because this is why we have no good music right now, nowadays. We have no good music nowadays because Zaddy don't want us to have good music nowadays. Government Zaddy need us to listen to what we listening to so we can act the way we continue acting and destroying the last little bit of integrity, property, self-esteem that we have left. You know what I mean, guys?
Right. 100% agree.
And that's going to be that, guys. I appreciate y'all guys for tuning in tonight. And I appreciate everybody that came out on the panel. Guys, do leave your homework on the way out. You know what I mean? Drop a comment. And share and like, guys. It's been real. Until the next class, we'll see y'all guys. Get home safe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.